Morning/afternoon, YouTube. Basically, today is going to be like a little bit of a murder mystery look. I think I'm gonna do the Hannibal Lecter case. Or no, I want to kind of do the Ted Bundy case. I don't know why, but I am like fascinated with Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy's gonna be the one that we do. But yeah, today's a little murder mystery look. My name is Samantha Davis. This is my very first YouTube video. Oh my gosh. I have another channel, Makeup with Sam, but that is just like so my boyfriend will be subscribing to my channel today. Hopefully that's the plan, but I gotta do this video first. So he actually has a video to watch and a channel to actually subscribe to because it's there but no videos. Like, who the frack? What? Anyway, today is a murder mystery look. Every day I'm going to be trying to do murder mystery looks, but today is Ted Bundy. I think that's kind of fun because I like Ted Bundy. Like, who wouldn't like Ted Bundy? I mean, come on. I mean, Ted Bundy was a interesting case. I've seen movies on it, and I've seen documentaries and other stuff like that on Ted Bundy because Ted Bundy was like so popular during that time because of all the crimes that he committed and how many times that he escaped from prison. I think that's absolutely like fascinating. So let's get started on a little bit of a backdraft on Ted Bundy because I think that'd be kind of better if you guys knew like when he was born and stuff like that because like that's what Bailey Sarian does and I watch her a lot. Theodore Robert Bundy was a 1970 serial murderer, rapist, and necrophiliac. So basically let's just like start with that. Okay, so Theodore Robert Bundy was born on November 24th, 1946. And he was born in Burlington, Vermont. So, like, he was born in Vermont, so he was born in the United States. Eleanor Rose Cowell, who went by Louise, was 22 years old and unmarried when she gave birth to Ted. Ted's father may have been Lloyd Marshall, an Air Force veteran and Penn State graduate, according to Ann Rule, a co-worker of Ted's and the author of the book The Stranger Beside Me. Other sources had Ted's father's name as Jack Worthington, while some rumors had that his father was also his grandfather because Ted's birth certificate lists fathers unknown and his biological father's identity may never be confirmed. So in 1951, Louise, Ted's mother, married Johnny Bundy. While Ted took his name, he reportedly did not have much respect for his stepfather, whom he represented for being too uneducated and working class. Johnny and Louise had several children together. Louise was working as a secretary at the University of Puget Sound and still married to Johnny in the 1970s when Ted was accused of his crimes. She refused to believe the charges for years, although she did change her stance. So, like I said, Bundy was born in Burlington, Vermont on November 24th, 1946. Bundy's life started as his mother's secret shame, as his legitimate birth humiliated her deeply religious parents. Like, they're like super, super religious. Louise delivered Ted at a home for unwed mothers in Vermont and later brought her son to her parents in Philadelphia. To hide the fact that he was a illegitimate child, Bundy was raised as adopted sons of his grandparents and was told that his mother was his sister. So Eleanor moved with Bundy to Tacoma, Washington a few years later and soon married his stepfather, Johnny. So basically, his mother is his sister, but also his mother at the same time, if that makes any. From all appearances, Bundy grew up In a content working class family, he showed an unusual interest in the oh my gosh, macabre at an early age. Around the age of 3, he became fascinated by knives. A shy but bright child, Bundy did well in school, but not just with his peers. So, as a teenager, a darker side of his character started to emerge. Bundy liked to peer into other people's windows and thought nothing of stealing things he wanted from other people. Bundy graduated University of Washington with a degree in physiology in 1972 and had been accepted to law school in Utah, although he would never earn his degree. So while a student at the University of Washington, Bundy fell in love with a wealthy, pretty young woman from California. Ooh, California girl. She had everything he wanted: money, class, and influence. He was devastated by their breakup. Um, Many of Bundy's later victims resembled his college girlfriend, attractive students with long, dark hair. So, ooh, he likes the brunettes. I am so sorry. So, by the mid 70s, Bundy had transformed himself, becoming more outwardly confident and active in social and political matters. He even got a letter of recommendation from the Republican governor of Washington after working on his campaign. Moving on to Bundy's victims. So, Bundy confessed to 36 killings of young women across several states in the 1970s, but experts um, believe that the final tally may have been closer to 100 or more. Sorry, it's kind of hard to talk and put concealer on at the same time. The exact number of women Bundy killed will never be known. His killings usually followed a gruesome pattern. He often raped his victims before beating them to death. This dude was just like straight, okay, so I'm gonna have sex with you whether you like it or not, and then I'm gonna kill you. Like, because that is totally normal and you should definitely rape somebody and then kill them. Complete logic, people. Oh my god. So while there was some debate as to when Bundy started killing, most sources say that he began his murderous rampage around 1974. Around this time, many women in Seattle area and in nearby Oregon went missing. Stories circulated, some of the victims last being seen the company of a young dark-haired man known as Ted. He often lured his victims into his car by pretending to be injured and asking for their help. Their kindness kind of proved to be a fatal, really fatal mistake. So in the fall of 1974, Ted moved to Utah to attend law school, and women began disappearing there as well. So suspicious. The following year, he was pulled over by the police. So oh yay, maybe they'll catch this asshole. Maybe. A search of his vehicle uncovered a cache of burglary tools, a crowbar, a face mask, rope, and handcuffs. So either he's planning to have a lot of fun with some chick, or this is your guy. Stop being dumb. This is your guy. He was arrested for possession of these tools, and the police began to link him to much more sinister crimes. So yeah, they're starting to get it through their thick fucking skulls, and maybe this dude is the one killing all these chicks, or like making them go missing. Like, stop being dumb, people. So in 1975, Bundy was arrested in the kidnapping of Carol Durant. That name is so fracking weird, but that is the name. Carol Durant. Sorry, I'm gonna fix that. One of the few women to escape his clutches. You go, girl. Like, yeah, this asshole was trying to kill you. Congratulations. So he was convicted and received a 1 to 15 year jail sentence. So Bundy escaped from prison twice in 1977. The first time he was indicted on murder charges for the death of a young Colorado woman, and decided to act as his own lawyer because he was in law school. Oh yeah, if I'm in law school, I can be my own lawyer. No, the fuck you can't. Shut the fuck up. During a trip to the courthouse library, he jumped out of a window and made his first escape. He was captured 8 days later. Like, you're dumb, dude. Oh my god. Like, you're fracking, you're dumb. Anywho, in December, Bundy escaped. Sorry. Bundy escaped from custody yet again. He climbed out of a hole he made in the ceiling of his cell, having dropped more than 30 pounds to fit through the small opening in the ceiling of his cell. Authorities did not discover that Bundy was missing for 15 hours, giving the serial killer a big head start on the police. Like a huge head start on the police. We're gonna talk about the Chi Omega house break-in. This one is an all-time favorite that I have, mainly because I saw it in a movie and a documentary, kind of, and I thought it was like completely fascinating. But this is the Chi Omega sorority house break-in. After Bundy's second escape from prison, he eventually made his way to Tallahassee, Florida on the night of January 14th, 1978. So Bundy broke into the Chi Omega sorority house at Florida State University. He attacked 4 of the young female residents, killing 2 of them. And on February 9th, I believe, Bundy kidnapped and murdered a 12-year-old little girl named Kimberly Leach. I believe that was her name, Kimberly Leach. Yeah, that was her name. It was Kimberly Leach, and he kidnapped and murdered her. And I'm pretty sure that he raped her. Some sources have said that he raped her, and some just say that he beat her over the head until she was dead. So, like, you're a bad dude. So, I cannot talk while doing eyeliner, so I'm gonna do eyeliner real quick, and then I'll be back. Okay, my eyeliner's done now. Sorry, I can't, like, particularly talk when I do eyeliner because of the fact that, like, I'll get so distracted and, like, I'll completely forget to do it. So, like, that's my problem. Okay, so, moving on, these crimes kind of sort of, like, marked the end of his murderous rampage. So they were basically just like, haha, you suck, goodbye. You did. Sorry. most the most damaging evidence connecting Bundy, um, sorry, to the two Chi Omega murders at FSU were the bite marks on one of the bodies, which were a definitive match to Bundy. Um, so like that was just like one thing that gave this dude away. But Bundy's good looks, charms, and intelligence made him something of a celebrity during his trial. Bundy fought for his life, but was convicted and spent 9 years on death row appealing his death um, death sentence. So like he spent 9 years just waiting to die. Okay, so in July of 1979, I believe, Ted Bundy was convicted for the two Chi Omega murders at FSU, and he was given the death penalty twice. Not once, but twice. This man was just like, okay, these people were literally like, alright, dude, we're gonna kill you. But we're not gonna just like say, you dying once. We're gonna kill you twice. We're gonna like you dying. Okay? There's no getting out of this. He received another death sentence in 18 no. I think it was 1980 for the murder of Kimberly Leach, which if you don't remember, I'm pretty sure was that little girl. So like glad they killed him for that one because like who would want to kill a 12-year-old little girl? Like something's wrong with you if you want to kill a 12-year-old. Anywho, Bundy appealed trying to make his case as high as the U.S. Supreme Court, but he was turned down. He also offered information some on some of the unsolved murders to avoid Florida's electric chair. Hold on. But he could not delay justice forever and was executed in 1989. I was trying to get my palette out, sorry. But he was executed in 1989. Now we're going to talk about Ted Bundy's girlfriend, because who doesn't want to talk about the frackin' girlfriend? The reason that he started this. It's not her fault, though, people. Like, if you're going to blame somebody, still blame Ted, because, like, he's, like, a really bad person. Like, who would want to go around and kill so many different people? Not just people, like, so many different women. Like, yes, there are such things called pedophiles. This man was a pedophile for raping and murdering and kidnapping a 12-year-old little girl. And then he's just like, I hope he was put on the sex offenders registry. I don't know if he was, though. So, yeah, there's something wrong with you, bro. Yeah. So, like, I hope you enjoyed the last little bit of your life, because that's all you done be getting. Okay, that's all you done be getting. So like, haha. You died before I was born. So yeah. In 1969, Bundy began a 6-year relationship with Elizabeth Clover. I don't even know if I said that right. Yeah, it was Clover. It sounds like Clover, doesn't it? Sorry. Moving on. So basically, he met her in a Seattle bar. Clover was a single mom of a young daughter and struggled with alcohol. She had a drinking problem. Let's just leave it at that. This chick had a drinking problem, and like, Ted Bundy was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna take over her." So Bundy took care of her, and she was warm, or she said he was warm and loving. Bitch, you a liar. But anywho, by 1974, Clover started to suspect some of Bundy's crimes. Like, she was just like, ooh, is my boyfriend a bad man? Like, we don't want him around if he is. Like, I've got a daughter. Like, I don't need a criminal around my kid. Just like, oh, look, you're finally starting to think. Like, you should have realized this. Like, if he was being suspicious and whatnot, like, yeah. When she questioned him about his odd behaviors, like keeping a meat cleaver in his desk, he used to charm. He used his charm to deflect her concerns. He was just like, yeah, I'm a sexy stud. Don't ask me questions. So, Clover secretly went to the police with her suspicion of Bundy's involvement in the prominent local murders. Um, but they didn't believe he was the killer. They were like, no, this is a great guy. Why would he be the killer? Like, yeah, why would Ted Bundy be the killer? Um, the pair remained together, although they grew distant when Bundy moved to Olympia the following year. It's like, yeah, your boyfriend moved. So what? Ooh, I'm glad you went to the cops, honey, because, like, you'll figure it out. So, in 1975, Clover went to the police again, this time with evidence that she helped them to arrest her boyfriend or serial killer. This joke. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so she helped them arrest him. He had confessed to Clover over the phone from his prison cell that he had tried to kill her, and couldn't resist his impulses when he fell, the sickness building in him, she later wrote. She broke ties with Bundy for good and wrote a book about her experience. Ooh, big deal, people. Big deal. Anywho, in February 1980, 1980, Bundy. Why did I say Barry? Okay, so Bundy, married, Carol Ann Boone, a mother of two whom he dated before his initial arrest in a courtroom during the penalty phase of his trial. He proposed and she accepted in the presence of the judge, making the marriage legitimate in Florida. The couple had met 6 years earlier when they both worked at the Department of Emergency Services in Olympia, Washington. So he was just like, bet I'm gonna get married to this chick. Because technically he could, because he was in the middle of court. So, like, that's the best time to get married. Think I'm gonna marry